Hello, welcome to another episode of Learning to Drum. I'm your host, Adam Tevlin. We are in week 14, episode 11. And last week we learned the new rudiment Flam Tap, and I said by this week, let's try to get it at 60 beats per minute using the 8th note. So let's try that together. Grab your sticks and pad, and let's get started. All right. 2, 1, and 2, and here we go. And the only thing that should be coming up is that tap up stroke for the flam. Okay? Okay? All right. So hopefully you're doing okay with that. The goal is 120. That sounds like this. I'll just bump it up to 120 and here I go. And okay, so that is the goal. Really, when you're playing rudimentary solos that are very popular amongst the fife and drum corps, such as Downfall of Paris or Bunker Hill or Glenwood Boy. Flam Taps, you know, they're in 16-note format, and we'll learn about 16th notes later, but you definitely don't want to stop at 120 beats per minute when it comes to the goal of your Flam Taps. So, all right, and some new material that we're going to cover is study number 4, and that's on page 16. And what we're dealing with are just 8th notes and 8th rests. We didn't deal with 8th rests in study number 3. This is just a good way to understand the concept of an 8th rest, is just to have 8th notes or 8th rests. You're either playing or you're not playing on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Oh, and looky here. We have our Flam Tap in action right there at exercise number 1. And you do not have to do the Flam Taps. If you can't, that's fine. But we're going to go through these exercises at let's do it at 60 beats per minute. I think that'll be a good starting point. Okay, there we go. All right. Exercise number 1, we got 1 and 2 and Flam Tap, Flam Tap. 1 and 2 and Flam. Okay, here we go. Together. 2, here we go. And 1 and 2. 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Good. Okay. Now we can repeat that, but we're just going to go right through all 8 exercises to save time. Number 2, Flam Tap, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So all it is, that 8th rest, is just that moment of time, or that duration of rest, of silence. So this is why it's important to play the notes as well as the rests. Okay, not really play, but you know what I mean. Here we go, number 2. 2 and Flam Tap, play, and Flam Tap, 3 and 4 and Flam Tap, 3 and 4. Very good. Okay. Now, make sure that you're counting. You want to count. This is where it's going to start getting crucial. I mean, you thought that, hey, I got these quarter notes and quarter rests and playing some 8th notes. I got this down. Well, it will creep up on you, and you will still need to count. And if you don't count, then you're just going to get lost. Okay? So please, please, please count. Make sure you try to count. I know it's not the easiest thing, but it's a great habit to get into. And let's go on to number 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. No flams in this one. Here we go, number 3. 2, and here we go. And. There we go. Not too shabby. And I messed up in the sticking in the first to the second measure. You know what? This sticking is suggested. It is not written in stone. I recommend it, but you know, at some point, you know, people, performers, they just play basically A, what sounds the best, and B, what's the most comfortable way of playing it. Okay, so A, what sounds the best, B, the most comfortable way of playing it. And sometimes they don't alternate just to give that consistency in that rhythm that they're playing or what have you. Okay, not trying to make excuses. Here we go. Let's try number 4, and that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is where we're starting to play on the upbeat or on the and of the beat. Okay, here we go. 2, here we go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. No questions there. Hopefully not, because I can't answer them right now in real time. But hopefully you are getting your head wrapped around it. If it is too fast for you, if that 60 beats per minute is too fast, slow it down. Push pause here. Go over. You're starting to get the hang of what these eighth notes and eighth rests are all about. Just go ahead and push pause and try to get up to speed, and then you can play along with us, okay? All right, so here we go for number 5, and we have a flam tap right there. Here we go. 1 and 2, and here we go, and okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure you count. You'll get it. Here we go, number 6. This should be fairly simple. We're resting on the downbeat of 1 and 3, 2, and here we go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and good. So again, you can take the repeat, of course, and lead with the left. I recommend it, but we're going to need to save some time. We got some other stuff to do after this. Number 7, this is just on the ands of the beats, so you can kind of also hear the oompa in this. Chocolate Factory, remember? Okay, number 7, here we go. 2 and ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Last time, and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah. So if it's a repeated rhythmic figure, usually I can take my eyes off of it, but that's not always the case, you know, when you're actually reading real music, which is why we have the solos in this book, to really kind of give you a taste of how is it going to be like to really read real music. Keep that in mind. These are rhythmical exercises here in every study that we present in the book. Now, last one, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready and play, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and there we go. This is a correct stating. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right. That's 1 through 8, and we're at 60 beats per minute. So I don't. Well, how fast should I get it up to? Yeah, 80, 90. Let's take a look at what our solo is going to be at, and that is on page 19. Solo number 2 is at 90 beats per minute. So yeah, if you can get this stuff up to 90 beats per minute, you should be able to play the solo number 2. All right, so that's it for reading, and now it's test time. Test time, test time. Okay, test, yes. Okay, so you remember I said we were going to have our flams at 120 beats per minute. Well, today's the day. I'm surprising you. Now, if you can't get up to there, that's okay. And then also, we're going to do 8/8/16 at 120 beats per minute. Yeah, today. Okay, and if you can't get there, that's okay. That leads me to my next surprise here, and we haven't seen him in ages. It seems like it's ages. Well, my son Kai has agreed to come on the show, and he doesn't know about this test. Well, he knows a little bit about it, but he didn't expect actually to come on to run the test. So we're going to see how well he can do, and then also we're going to start at a slower tempo and then build our way up with 8816 and the Flam. Without further ado, I would like to welcome back my son Kai Tevlin. Hey, welcome back to the show, Kai. It's been a bit, and I know I miss you, and I'm sure the audience miss you. So thanks for taking the courage to come on the show and demonstrate how far you've come along over the weeks. So what we're going to do, Kai, is we're going to test everyone out there in the audience. The Flam's at 120 beats per minute. So, but let's start at 100 beats and see where we're at. Okay, now you remember the Flam, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, I gotta reach my metronome. Okay, so 120, and this is at quarter notes at 120, and so that means Flam, Flam, right? That's the goal. Yeah, okay. Now let's start at 100, so that everybody else can kind of play along with us, okay? Now I'll count you off. Make sure you're up in the up position for your right-handed Flam. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Flam.
Oh, Flam.
That's okay, the Flams. Yeah, that's all right. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Good. Okay. Excellent. How did that feel for you?
Just a tad bit rusty, I think.
You're a little rusty. Okay. When's the last time you played some Flams?
It's been a bit.
It's been a bit. Okay. So this is where we're talking about practicing and stuff. And naturally what people do is I want to do that. I'm going to do it. And they end up putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I'm a victim myself. I know obviously everybody else out there in the audience is a victim of this. So make sure you're your own best teacher. And let's try it now at 110 beats per minute. You want to try one more time by yourself at 100 just to kind of feel it out, or?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, here we go. Go ahead. 2, ready, go. Just relax. Just relax. There you go. There you go. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, now we're going to go up to 110 beats per minute. Ready? 2, 1, 2, here we go. That's okay. Hey, we did it though, right?
Yay.
That is okay. We'll try that again. Here we go. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Just relax. You don't have to kill the Flam. Make sure your downstroke stays down. Good. Not too bad. There you go. There you go, Kai. Good job. All right, excellent. Now for our gold tempo, which is 120 beats per minute. Okay, just relax. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Very good. Excellent. Okay, how did you folks do out there with it? And if you didn't get up to that speed, that's okay. You can always push pause on this and go back and practice at a slower speed. Now, Kai, some advice for you is that with your Flams on the right hand, that's okay. Just letting you know that the downstroke on the Flam kind of tends to float up a little bit, which is very typical. Okay, right. Now that looks a lot better. Go ahead and try it again. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, look at that. Very good. Okay, excellent. Just make sure if you're catching yourself doing these things to make sure you correct them and not developing those bad habits. Understand the different strokes that you have to execute in that. Okay, now on for our second test, which is 8 on the hand at 120 beats per minute. Okay, so we're going to go back down to 100 beats per minute, and I'm going to clock my 8th notes on, and I'll count us off. And 8, 8, 16 is what we're going to be doing, so remember to do 16. You okay? You ready? All right. So here we go at 100 beats per minute. I'll count you off. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. That's all right. Ready and stop. Good. All right, not a problem. And if you mess up, that's okay. Just as long as you learn from the mistakes. That's the important thing. I mean, don't put so much pressure on yourself, because when you do, you're actually inhibiting yourself from learning. So now let's climb up to 110. Let's see if Kai can hang with us. He doesn't know about this, but I wanted to bring out some things that might happen with you folks out there in the audience, okay? So that's why it's important to learn from each other, especially from our mistakes. So 110 beats per minute, I'll count you off. 8, 8, 16, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. 5, 6, 7, 8. 16. Woo, man. Proud of you. You're doing really good. I'm serious, man. You're doing really, really, really good. When's the last time you did that?
At least,
yeah. Maybe a week ago? A few days ago? A couple weeks ago?
I don't know.
Is it worse? Oh, you don't know?
No, not a couple. Like, at least, like, a week or two.
Okay, all right, you know.
Or something. Yeah.
It's all right, you know. So,
Yeah.
and we got to do it every day. Just realistically, even if it's a little bit, it's something that you didn't do before. So even if it's just a minute or two, that's going to bring you that much closer to your goal. So now to our ultimate goal that we said we were going to do is 120 beats per minute with 8, 8, 16. I'm going to count you off. Remember to relax. That's all that matters. Let that free stroke go. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. And relax. 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. That's all right. Relax. Use your fingers. Right, left. 16. Okay, you started probably feeling it in your left hand towards the end.
Yeah, can we try that again?
You want to try that? Okay, let's do it again. That's okay. That's all right. We'll try it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. 16. No accents. Left. Relax. 16. Okay, not too bad. At the threshold, wasn't it? That's okay. Don't feel bad. That is not the point. The point is to understand. And once you understand, you know. And once you know, knowing's half the battle. You don't remember that cartoon? Okay. Some people do who grew up in the... Yeah.
Which one?
The cartoon of G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah, Geo.
Yeah, knowing's half the battle. Okay, that's 120 beats per minute. That's a good point. And if you're not there, that's okay. Now, obviously, you don't want to stop there. You want to increase the speed and go into greater lengths. All right, so don't feel bad. All right, seriously. Don't feel bad if you're not there, okay? And this is at your own pace. You can always push pause, come back and watch it again and play along with us. Until then, I want to bid you a farewell. This is all the time we have for this episode. And Kai, thank you so much for having the courage to come on. I really appreciate it. And the audience appreciates it too. Kai, did you have a special request?
Oh yeah, could I disappear?
He wants to be clapped off. Thank you so much again for attending this week's Learning to Drum. I'm your host, Adam Tevlin, and Kai and I wants to let you know that to always remember to keep swinging those sticks. That's right. Okay, so here we go for the clap. We're going to clap them out, and I'll see you next week. Okay, 1 and 2, and here we go. And 1, 2.